a little bit touch upon when you said that you have worked in many different continents. What kind of different challenges and uh, ways to do did you find there? Like, was it much different when you changed the continent?
I was a little, when I first changed continents, right, I was lucky because I went up going to Macau. That is, at the time it was in China. So this was before the handover, that is 1997 in Hong Kong, so something like that. So I was there, and although it was different, it was still familiar because it was a Portuguese administrative region. So we still had familiarity with our culture there. But it also exposed me to the Asian way of doing it. It's the same. I guess it will be the same for someone coming from England going to Hong Kong while Hong Kong was still under a UK administration, right? And one of the interesting things I'll say is that it was really interesting because as an architect coming from South Europe, we have very fixed ideas about the role of architecture and what is important, and we are very passionate about it. And then I went to Asia and I started to talk with people, and their references were completely different from mine. It was like, oh, but you know this guy, and they'll say, who is that person? I never heard about it. But it's an amazing architect, and don't know it. And they will mention their own, and they'll say, oh, yeah, I am not so familiar with that one. I know this one and this one. And this idea that architecture is the same throughout is not real. It's completely different. And I can tell you that Asia is more commercially much more. It's very funny. It's like the paces are completely different when we work. I remember when I was in Asia, sometimes we were discussing about hiring someone from Europe. And the problem will never be, does he has the competence or the skills? Will be, is he able to cope with the change on pace? The pace, the rhythm of work is much different. And I would say that because I've worked in Asia, in Middle East and Europe, probably you work very, very fast in Asia, you work fast in Middle East, and the slowest is in Europe in that sense.